I always felt grateful for even the small things.
Grateful.
Be grateful.
Grateful.
Being grateful.
Be grateful.
Be grateful.
Hello, Believe Nation. Today we're going to talk about how you can be grateful. As usual, as you watch the video, if there's something somebody says that really resonates with you, leave it in the comments and put it in quotes so others can be inspired by it as well.
And while gratitude is one of the most strongest forms of power in attracting good things. You know, if you truly feel grateful for the things in your life, I always felt grateful for even the small things. I always used to celebrate the small things. Now I might be celebrating the bigger things, but I always celebrate every little good thing that would happen to me in my life. Even before I had any kind of money or any of that, I would celebrate and I would feel grateful for it, and it just gave me more. And this is exactly the same thing that's happening right now. I still remain grateful, and more comes.
There were a lot of mixed feelings after that race. I wasn't happy with the time, but afterwards, I saw the time and was like, man, that's really, like, I'm not happy with that. And then I realized that I had made my 5th Olympic team. And, you know, that was something that after London, I didn't think was possible. Taking some time off, going through some ups and downs, and being able to get through the obstacles that I had to be able to have the chance to swim on my 5th Olympic team. It's just special to not only be on the team again and represent my country, but also have the chance to have my son come and watch. My last swims ever. He might not remember them, but I'll have the memories for life.
I know very truly I'm not a genius. I'm very clearly not gifted. And I know that the position I've reached is a position that should be given to a genius. It's not deservingly so. So the reason I'm good to fans, or I believe in them, is because one, I'm employed by them, so I'm like, thank you guys, you've been kind to me. So I'm returning that kindness. Or the second way to look at it is that, okay, listen, I'm really scared, don't go anywhere, because I know I don't deserve it, but thank you so much. So, you know, stick on. I'm just being, what do you say? I'm being kind to them for my own selfish gains. But whatever the case, I'm immensely grateful. I think it comes out of gratitude. It doesn't come out of any other reason. If I see on weekends, I have hundreds of people outside my house. Today, Sunday, a lot of people will come out in the evening, and I feel like going and meeting them all. My security with the gun says don't. But I want to meet them because, you know, I'm like, I have to thank them. So I think fans are like how you feel in front of an ocean. You know, sometimes when you are so full of yourself, you go down on a beach and stand in front of the sea and realize how insignificant you are. And, you know, all the importance in your house, in your well-upholstered rooms, and your Louis Vuittons and your, you know, BMWs, and you're like, oh God, I'm so powerful. And then you go and stand in front of the sea and you realize you're such an insignificant nobody in the larger scheme of things. Fans to me are like that sea. When I see them, I realize my insignificance without them. I want to go and stand with them and say, okay, I'm insignificant, but thank you for making me so significant, for making me so special.
Have you ever been really frustrated and making a really big deal out of something in your life, and then something happens and everything gets put into perspective? I had that today. I was frustrated with an issue in my life, and I was really struggling with how to move forward, what to do about it, and it wasn't that big of a deal, except I was making it a big deal. Ever been there? Making little things into big things? And then I got a cell phone call from a friend of mine that I hadn't heard from in probably 6 months to a year. We weren't really close, but we were friends. We had hung out several times. And the phone call was interesting. Something was different about his voice. It was a little slower. And it sounds slurred. And then he proceeded to tell me he had experienced a stroke. Now he's a young guy. So this is a really unique issue. And he had to go into the hospital for a month. And he lost his ability to speak for some time. and he had challenges walking, and he had to learn how to do certain things all over again. And it was almost embarrassing how trivial of a problem I was dealing with in comparison to what my friend was dealing with. And it gave me such a matter of perspective. I mean, I was in a position where I thought, oh, it's not fair, I'm frustrated with this area of my life, and then boom, a reality check was written and cashed, and I realized I didn't have it that bad. I was making a little deal into a big deal, and I needed to chill out. Because whatever it is you're frustrated with, there's a high percentage that you're making a big deal out of something that's not. We usually come together in life to deal with the big stuff, and we bond through the big stuff. It's the little stuff that gets us off track. So I ask you today, what thing or things are you making a really big deal that really aren't? And what could happen in your life that would automatically change everything and you would be begging for those problems again? And you don't want to manifest that. You don't want to create that, but that perspective, that knowing that your life could change on a dime for the worse. And that you need to be grateful for the problems that you have right now, because you don't want to trade them in for horrific challenges, which oftentimes can happen. So I encourage you to be very grateful for what you have today. Enjoy your problems for the size that they are. They could always be much more painful. And truly take refuge in the fact that you have a very good life. If you're able to sit around and watch a video blog, you maybe have your sight ability, your sound, your ability to hear what I'm saying auditory-wise. You have so much more in your life than you're giving yourself awareness to. And I ask that you wake up to that.
Waking up every morning and figuring out, even in a difficult situation, where the pieces of gratitude are. So like coming into the city yesterday or the day before, I was stuck in traffic and I was late for something, and I was like, ugh, you gotta go faster. But this is an opportunity to solve a difficult gratitude problem, which is, it's the city I'm going to is so amazing and wonderful that everyone else wants to be here even faster than me. So I'm grateful to be going into this city.
Do you have time to even think about like where you are in the award season at this point? Where
No,
it is in terms
I don't have
of
a dress for the Golden Globes, and it's 2 days before.
That's 2 days from now.
I don't.
Who's going to come to your house and give you a dress? Somebody has to be doing that.
It'll work out.
Okay.
It always works out. It always works out. But no, I mean, I think it's only because I was a publicist before, and for whatever thoughts I used to have about how much that was wasted time. I should have been making films. I started too late. You know, I should have gone to NYU or Howard Film School and learned all this. And I should have, realized what I wanted to do earlier. I started making films in my mid-30s. I was a publicist. You know what I mean? The odds that was ever going to work and I'd ever be sitting here with you. That I'd be here on opening day. Today's opening day.
Amazing.
The last film that I had in theaters, I distributed myself on 22 screens. Now it's on 2,300 screens with Paramount Pictures, who used to be my client. Like that stuff only just puts me in a place of just being grateful that I got to make the film, and I continue to be able to make films. So the dresses and the numbers and all that stuff is just less important to me.
Be grateful, be happy, and enjoy this, because it's not promised. Who knows where we're going to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years. We're at this position now, and I don't want to look back and be like, you had it all, and you weren't even present for it. You weren't able to enjoy it. I want to be here, be now, and be grateful.
We were talking about this outside in the hallway about, because we were talking about Sean, about how sometimes you can love what you do and be good at it, but sometimes you don't have to love what you do and still be good at it.
That's Sean in acting.
Yeah, we were having this discussion out there, and right now, not everything is great. You know, I certainly want things, I fight for things to be better, and I fight to do things better in myself. But I also feel like I've been given so much opportunity to even start to whiff of a sort of whine or complain, as certain other people do who I know. A little whining.
Whining and complaining
hosts. I feel that it's disingenuous.
If I saw someone like that, I'd shoot him on sight.
You just smack him, that's right. But so I feel like the best thing that I can do is be grateful and honor it and continue to try to do the best work I can. And I'm fortunate that, you know, every time, you know, someone says, oh no, he's not the right guy for that, and I'm able to go out and prove that I can do it.
The big breakthrough was in 1986. You were on with Johnny Carson. First time with Johnny Carson, and he loved you. And you did a routine about calling God on the phone.
Right.
I think he put you on hold, didn't he?
Well, it was a big place. You know, people talk about praying and talking to God all the time, but I just thought it would be great if you could have a phone conversation, if you could actually just reach God somehow, if you could just pick up the phone and call God.
If you were calling God today, what would you say?
Thank you.
Oh, Ellen.
Just, I got nothing but gratitude. My whole life. My whole life is just, I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. And I feel it every day.
Do you ever crave the anonymity you had as a child when you were playing for Newell's Old Boys?
No, no. La verdad que las cosas pasaron así porque tenía que ser así. No me arrepiento de nada. Al contrario, estoy agradecidísimo al Barcelona por confiar en mí cuando era muy chico, por darme la oportunidad y por hacerme el jugador que soy.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd love to know, what did you think? Are you gonna be more grateful now in your business? What lessons did you learn? Leave it in the comments and I'm gonna join in the discussion. I also wanna give a quick shout out to Janina Lee Del Rio. Thank you so much for buying my book. It really means a lot to me. For those of you watching, you want a chance at a shout out in a future video, make sure to pick up a copy and email in your receipts so we can keep track. Thank you guys so much for watching. Continue to believe, or whatever your one word is, and I'll see you soon.